Okay, how about this one? To show you how upside down our world is, let me give you this one. Hen Mazig has been a member of Israel's most left-wing party, but it didn't prepare him for the sheer level of Israeli-phobic craziness that he would encounter on campuses in the Pacific Northwest. Now, this Hen is somebody far, far left. This year, from January through May, he said, I went to college campuses, high schools, churches, to tell them about the history of modern Israel, my experience of growing out in the Jewish state, and about my family. I spoke about my military service as an officer in the IDF that attends to the needs of the Palestinian civilians who are not involved in conflict and promote Palestinian civil society. That went about as well as expected, especially when BDS was involved. BDS rhetoric makes Nazi rhetoric look sensible and reasonable because it taps into whatever dementia is in the air. At a BDS event in Portland, a professor from Seattle University told the assembled crowd that the Jews of Israel have no national rights and should be forced out of the country. When I asked, where do you want them to go? She calmly answered, I don't care. I don't care if they don't have any place to go. They shouldn't be there. When I responded she was calling for ethnic cleansing, she and her supporters denied it. And during a presentation in Seattle, I spoke about my longing for peace between Israel and the Palestinians. When I was done, a woman in her 60s stood up and yelled at me, "You're worse than the Nazis. You are the Nazi youth," she said. A number of times they repeatedly accused me of being a killer, although I've never hurt anybody in my life. Remember, this is a person that went into the IDF and was not actually carrying a gun, was instead part of the people that are helping the Palestinians. On other occasions, anti-Israeli activists called me a rapist. These claims go beyond absurd. In one case, a professor in Seattle asked me if I knew how many Palestinians had been raped by IDF forces. I answered, as far as I know, none. She then triumphantly responded that I was correct because, as she said, quote, "You IDF soldiers don't rape Palestinians because Israelis are so racist and disgusted by them that you wouldn't touch them," end quote.
Jeez.
So
not raping the Palestinian women is a bad thing.
Well, if you're a rapist, then you're a bad guy. But if you're not a rapist,
then you're a racist.
Then you're a racist because you won't rape them because you're disgusted by the Palestinians. Hen Mazik blames American Jews for not being more vocal. As this story goes on, it's disgusting. That's how upside down our world is. The first lady is letting all of her food rot in her backyard instead of getting up and telling her kids, you know what, sometimes you have to do things for yourself. Being somebody that soldiers on. Instead of teaching people that you just soldier on. They actually release a story showing that food has to rot in the fields because of the government. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that.